I didn't know what this term meant, and it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because I would always say, why would a good deed go punished? Why would you punish a good deed? But now I know exactly what it meant. So this video is self-preservation because no good deed goes unpunished. If you have a good heart, it's a blessing and a curse, okay? People love differently. I understand that. They have a different way of showing love. They have a different understanding of it. They have different ways of reciprocity. And I understand that. People are not going to give you something back in return exactly how you gave it. With that being said, my husband and I have both consciously decided to pull back a little bit from friends and family. I've had friends and family that I have tried to communicate with over the years via texts, phone calls, emails, and sometimes it would just fall on deaf ears, like they were just ignoring me, and I didn't understand why or what I did. But sometimes it's because people are going through their own things, but still at the same time it was very hurtful because for me, I was checking on them. That's just the type of person that I am. I'm a checker, I'm a lover. If you need something, I'm doing it for you, pretty much no questions asked. Now that I have stopped doing that, I noticed that people have, started to reach out a little bit more. But now it's a little bit like, okay, it's a little too late, because I've been reaching out and trying to contact some of these people for years, like literally years. Like I said, we have both consciously decided to stop like overextending ourselves, and we just understand that people don't appreciate you the way that you think they should appreciate you, okay? So unless somebody's hungry or their life is in danger or, anything like that, we're just pulling back a little bit, So last year when my son passed away, I was extremely hurt because there were certain family members that did not reach out. They didn't reach out, no calls, didn't text, didn't come to the funeral. And I understand not being able to make a funeral, especially if you have family members that are out of state and things like that. But to not reach out or, offer words of encouragement or flowers, a card or anything like that was extremely hurtful. There's nothing greater than, death and loss, and especially death of a child. And so these were family members that I expected way more from because I had done so much for, and again, you can't expect the same thing from people that you give them because people have a different understanding of love and concern and consideration. So with my husband and I both getting older, we're starting to understand, look, nobody's going to have our backs except for us. People don't feel and love the same way that we do. They don't have the same personalities or whatever the case may be. And so it's very important for you to protect your emotional peace. And we have to do that because if you don't, you won't be any good to anybody else. So self-preservation is not selfish, it's necessary. So I'm not saying to do it to the point where you just don't give a damn about people. You don't give a damn about anybody. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is you first have to self-preserve before you can even give a damn about anybody else. Because if you're a mess, you don't have yourself together, you don't have anything to give, then you're not going to be beneficial to anyone else anyway. So, like I said, this is about self-preservation and the fact that no good deed goes unpunished. So don't forget that. Don't forget that. If you are second guessing doing something for someone, there's a reason why you're second guessing it. Is because you have experience with that person, or you've had an experience in the past that has taught you something and you're being reminded of it before you make that decision again. So continue to still love on people, care about them, show concern, but don't overexert yourself. Okay, you have to take care of yourself first. Self-preservation, make sure the nucleus is taken care of first. If you're married, you and your husband, you take care of yourselves, and then you can be a benefit to someone else. But at the same time, never feel guilty about saying no. No is a word of protection in many different ways on many different levels, especially if you've had a track record with people not showing the same in return. So No good deed goes unpunished. It's very unfortunate that it's that way. However, sometimes it is. And when you recognize it, you have to stop it in its tracks and self preserve. You all be blessed.